Well, Cody, going into your 8th year, you've won back-to-back 3A titles, and you're on the court warming up. There's a buzz about what's going to happen with state tournament. What went through your mind last March when you guys get canceled after warming up and getting ready to play?
It was just shock, man. Once they kicked the fans out, I was pretty sure they would let us play with no fans, and then it was already emotional because the fans had left, and the kids had to say goodbye to their parents who were crying, and at that point I thought we were going to be good to go, and it would just be a weird game with a very loud arena with nobody in it. But then when it was canceled, it was just kind of heartbreaking for them to see the kids have to go through that. I mean, they put in a lot of work, very dedicated, and you do this so you can see your kids succeed or at least have the chance.
Mm-hmm.
And to not even get the chance was pretty tough for everybody.
How tough has this offseason been? Because it hasn't been a normal one where you've gone all over the place and tried to do as much as you can with kids. You've had to have limited contact, especially right after state for several months.
Yeah, it was really weird. It was sad. It was also a little bit sad. That's kind of one of the highlights. That's when you really get to know your kids better, is when you're going to camps playing teams that you've never seen. And we get a lot of tough games in the summer. We play a lot of really good tournaments. So to not get that opportunity to coach these guys for one more summer was also rough. And for them to not, build that bond and work on our team chemistry, at least everybody was in the same situation, but it was pretty tough.
Yeah. What's it been like starting practice up here? You're about a week and a half into practice. What's it been like with everything?
We try to make it as normal as we can. It's a little different. It's good to be out there, really. I'm glad that they're getting the opportunity to play because that's all that's all they want to do. So we'll make it the best we can do.
Yeah. Well, I'm just crossing my fingers we make it through this season. I think if everybody stays on task, you will.
Yeah.
Probably going to have some hiccups. Do you feel like you got a team that can adjust if stuff gets changed, canceled, postponed, all those things?
Yeah, it just depends on what hits us, I guess. We're maybe not as deep this year, so we've got to develop some of those younger kids, and it'll be a challenge. I think this year has a lot of different things that are going to get thrown at us, so might be our most challenging year we've had in kind of a weird way. Even though my really stellar group is seniors now, it's definitely not a normal situation. So we'll see.
You've lost 3 games in 3 years with these girls. What has that been like?
Crazy. It's been fun, honestly. It's really all you can ask for. I mean, we've been blessed. We've had a lot of good kids come through here, and a lot of fun kids to coach. And it's been kind of a whirlwind. I can't believe it's to the point where they're seniors now. It seems like yesterday they were freshmen and kind of scared to go into their first varsity game and going through all that stuff. So, but it's fun. It's good.
We'll talk about Allison and Jocelyn and just what they've meant to you as the head coach for the last 3 years and now going into year 4.
Oh man, really, all 4 of our seniors mean the world to me. They've given me everything that I asked for 4 years. They've shown up when they probably didn't feel good or whatever, and they just kept getting in the gym. Unbelievable, those 2, Jocelyn and Al, signing up for AAU and traveling during Corona, going all over the place because they knew it's important to them. They want to get in the gym and get better, and that's the thing I'm most proud of is those 2 kids have gotten better every single year. And sometimes when you have kids, Allison was all state as a freshman. Sometimes they're just content with that, and she has never been that way. And I love that about her and Jocelyn. Jocelyn's the same way. And to have kids like that, that's just it's really fun and really rewarding.
Is that one of those where you're thankful that your best 2 players are your hardest workers to kind of show everybody else in the program, and especially now that you are kind of transitioning into a little bit of a younger and not as deep a team, that how hard they have to work?
Yeah, that's a great example to set for the other kids. Even though Allison Fertig's probably got the most talent of any kid in the state, she still goes out there and shows up in the morning and works out and goes and signs up for camps and does all the little things right and is a good person too. And so, yeah, that's exactly what you want to be kind of the face of your program is those three kids, because Cam Townsend's another returning All-State kid that we have also. So, yeah.
Talk about Allison. What have you seen with her development in her game these last few years to sign? I mean, she's the reigning Gatorade Player of the Year. She signed at Wyoming. I mean, she's got a lot to look forward to. But what have you seen in terms of that's helped her get to that next level?
She's a determined kid, and she's really figured out how to kind of harness that into being a competitor. When she was younger, she wasn't always sure how to handle like tough physical situations, and when I'd be hard on her, she wasn't quite sure of herself, and her confidence has grown, and she's just a competitor. She wants the ball when it's a close game. She wants the ball even though she's getting fouled up and down the court all the time, and it's been just awesome. You love it.
What about Jocelyn? What have you seen in her development? I mean, I remember you texted me once Jocelyn set the record with 15 assists. She followed it up later with a 14-assist game. I mean, what has she done to get to that level where she's seeing the floor so well?
Yeah, she's just a high IQ kid. I've been lucky. I've had some good point guards. When we have that, it's like having an extra coach. Mm-hmm. She knows everything we're doing. I can put her in any spot. And then she sees the floor better than any kid I've ever. I honestly haven't seen too many girls ever that see the floor as well as she does. So I mean, that's just fun. Some of the passes she makes, it's wow. You see that maybe in the NBA sometimes, but you don't usually see it from high school girls. So it's fun.
What are your expectations kind of coming into this year with those two back plus Cam Townsend, a few other veterans, but not as deep, and knowing that maybe you're playing a little different schedule? I don't know necessarily if it's as challenging, because I mean that Energy Classic is pretty challenging. So what are your thoughts coming into the season?
It's kind of unknown. It's kind of fun. Like the girls kind of said, it's kind of nice not knowing everything about every team. Even if we would have went back to Gillette, we would have seen some of the same teams we've seen for a couple of years now. So we're looking forward to it and just trying to embrace whatever it brings and make the best of the situations, whatever they may be.
How do you think your girls handle having that target on the back? I mean, back-to-back champs. You didn't get a chance to defend that last year, but I mean, you are thought of as the team to beat in 3A girls, and maybe better than a lot of 4A girls teams.
Yeah, I think at this point, I think they're kind of used to it. It's been that way for 4 years, so I think they like it. I mean, they'd be mad if it was the other way around. If they weren't the favorite, they'd be taking up the Wyopreps rankings and throw them in my face and be like, "Coach, what are they doing?" So, they like it. They embrace it, and it's fun.
We do the poll for fun. It doesn't matter. It has no bearing on anything, but it's funny just to see how fans react and people react, especially when somebody doesn't get a vote for number one, which it happens.
Yeah.
So, for you, what's it been like with this group for these last 3 years and now going into year 4? How would you describe them away from the court versus on the court?
Oh man. Sometimes away from the court, they're funny. They're kind of introverted. They don't. Sometimes I have to I try to get them to talk, and they're kind of a quiet group. But then they get out there and they just compete, and they love basketball. So it's been kind of funny. Just trying to get them to say something once in a while is a little bit of a challenge, but it's been fun because they do everything the right way. They're just an awesome group of kids.
Sounds like you have quieter bus trips than some teams around the state.
It's nice. That's the one thing about being a girls coach. You never wait in line for the bathroom, and the bus trips are quiet, and they smell they smell a lot better too than the boys.
Well, what are you looking forward to the most this season?
Honestly, just getting back out there and getting a chance to coach these guys again. It's been a while. I mean, usually I'm go and coaching all the time, and to have this break, it's kind of strange. So I'm just ready to get back out there, and I enjoy the coaching, but the most rewarding part is just watching kids be successful, and I like watching them play. Mm-hmm. So I'm just excited for the whole experience.
Lastly, what's the competition like in 3A girls this year?
It's going to be well-rounded this year, I think. There's quite a few teams that didn't lose a whole lot, and so there's not a lot of games that it's just like roll the ball out and just do whatever. You got to have a little bit of a game plan for quite a few of the teams in 3A. So it's kind of going to be fun. A lot of new challenges from lots of different variables, I guess.
Well, best of luck to you this year. Thanks for the time.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.